Folks, hello and welcome to Gamers Health. I got a goofy smile on my face. So, with me right now is Shannon, off camera, getting an extra towel because I realized there wasn't a towel covering this chair. Is my
Go really nicely with that.
oh, it's go really nice with my blue hairs.
Yes, it's dolphin.
Oh, we got the dolphins. So we are going to. Jessica got to go around the front of me.
Yes.
You know. Ugh. I feel like I'm at the barber shop or I'm going to go in for surgery
Please lean forward.
through my crotch. All right. So, for those who have been following along at home, we were going to.
Is that comfortable on your neck?
It makes no difference. I really.
I just don't want to have it be. You have some times in the sun. But...
No. It's not. It's not a choking me.
All right.
So in any case.
Oh, we should show them the lovely color.
Yeah, we tested the blue out on Rachel's hair
to see what the depth of it
could be. So we are likely going to wind up streaking my hair.
And it matches this dolphin.
Yes, we want to show up, The extra spray. We're going to try not to spray my computer, although I've already covered my keyboard against the coming up to the spray. So we're going to spray my hair blue because we raised over $1,500 for St. Jude's Children's Hospital, I guess 2 weeks ago, right?
Yeah.
2 weeks ago. So that's part of the reason why Shannon is here, because Shannon was
excited to help her
as well. She should, because she was the one that was like the MC. Her and Joe the lawyer kept everybody entertained as I kept everybody scared. As I did yoga in probably the loudest outfit I will ever wear until I wear it with blue hair. Okay. What can I say? Now look, I'm looking at myself in this and wow. That's some pretty decent gray. I think I'm gonna have to no longer say my hair is brown.
Yeah, we should probably try and hit the sides and the top, Shannon.
Yeah. Oh, so are we gonna do the sides and
because the sides are lighter, I think, than the top.
Yeah. So the sides will actually come out better than the top.
Yeah, because you want to be able to see the color.
Yeah. So, all right. Without further, now please remember, don't spray my computer screen.
No, never.
No. All right. I'm getting verklempt.
So who's gonna be the sprayer? Are you gonna spray, Shannon?
You can spray if you feel you can. I can.
It's like who's gonna
take turns.
It might be a long, tedious process. Now, after we do this.
With me at the house doing it'll probably be long too.
After we get my hair blue, you're gonna have to give us a minute and a half as I take the chairs that you can see behind Rach, whatever way, that way, and put them in position so we can do the rest of the show. I figured you wanted to see the hair go blue. I figured that's a selling point. God knows why, but. We raised over $1,500 for a good cause, so it obviously was worth it. All right. Get me the eye cover. I'm going to be the blue Smurf.
You can put this on however you like.
I'm going to be like this. I'm going to go. Oh, hold on a second.
Maybe try to protect your watch.
Oh, jeez.
Put it on the towel.
Yeah.
I will put the watch
in your pocket.
Right there is fine.
I'm going to put it right here.
Yeah, did I?
All right. Without further ado, do you? I don't know. Is that good?
Okay.
They're going to dye my hair blue. It's going to make me wet. If they're going to make my hair blue, I will not fret. What I do? Jesus! It is like it feels like when you spray Right Guard under your armpit.
Yes, and it's very cold.
Oh my God! All right, do I need to turn my head a little bit to the other side? Okay, I'm turning my head, and I'm jeez. Ugh. Yeah.
Shannon, do you want to try?
Okay.
All right, we probably have to buy another can.
We definitely do.
Okay. you know,
So do I get the top?
The top is there. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
you can.
yeah.
Sorry, you can do the top, and a little more on the other side.
Okay.
jeez.
If we turn the chair this way,
Mhm.
so go your opposite way so that your back isn't toward everybody, and Shannon can move in here. Does that work, or am I missing
I can figure it out.
how that works? Okay.
Okay. So
So I cover like
Yeah, you can do that.
Okay.
Maybe on the side by the ear.
yeah,
Once you
go.
get a sense of how it
Yeah.
sprays.
Okay. This is great.
It didn't. Ah.
There you go.
All right. I'm sure I'm blue enough.
Is there enough blue like on that side by the ear?
Yeah, I think.
I'm sure I got blue
There's
ears.
lighter hair there. I'm just trying to hit the lightest. I was trying to shield you with my hand.
Jeez. All right. Am I done?
Mm.
All right.
All right, you good.
Holy shit!
We need a little more.
No. I think it's effective. No. I think it's.
Are you happy?
I'm happy with it. Okay. I'm happy with
Let me
it.
go wash my hands.
Holy crap! I'm happy with it. Holy. My all right. This is going to be interesting when I got to go in public like this. But yes. Oh my gosh! All right. So this is what we promised. All right. So give me give me a minute. I have to set up the chairs so we can continue with the rest of Gamers Health. Oh yeah. Who sprayed Shannon? You gave me a blue blotch. It's like a tumor on my head. A tumor. All right. Hold on. Time to get the chairs for this fiasco. And I know there are people who don't like live streams, but I also know they're not watching it, so it gives a flying fig. Figs that nobody says you gotta watch this. We actually have a good show coming on after this. We got some decent topics.
You can do.
All right. Can you pass the other chair, Rach?
Yes, I'm just gonna grab this for now because I need to dry my hands. There we go.
Alrighty. We are almost.
Blue is really harsh on my skin.
Oh well.
Even when I paint my nails blue, it's always a bitch to get off.
All right, hold on. Getting ourselves situated. This desk is not made for two people, but we make it work.
Oh no!
It's okay. No,
No.
I'm
You
telling.
have Kleenex right there, yeah?
Yeah, I got Kleenex right here, Rach. But it's all it's gonna do is blue smurf me.
Much better.
Yes.
In any case, again, welcome to Gamers Health. I am the blue-haired Eric Tenkar. Behind me is our niece Shannon, who is partially responsible for the blue hair, and next to me is my lovely wife, Rach.
Hello.
So, Shannon actually had a good topic that she wanted us to touch upon. And Shannon, what is that topic?
The pandemic having long-term effects on our daily lives and how we are going to adapt to those changes.
And that's a good one because no matter how you look at it, the pandemic is having a huge effect on our daily lives. I mean, listen, Rach got her booster, her third shot last week. I got my booster on Tuesday, and it feels like somebody beat the living crap out of my arm.
It
But,
still hurts.
Oh, it still hurts.
Yeah,
It's miserable.
I think it goes for like 2 or 3 days, and then
Oh,
it's like,
lovely.
oh Christ.
I'm still loving the blue hair. Not really, but it's like
Oh, it's really bright. Wait,
yeah.
no, turn your head.
What like
No, I'm not there. There. There's places in there where it's really bright. That's cool. Okay.
what I do for a good cause? Never say I won't. Now, and by the way, just as a side note, before we get into the pandemic stuff, North Texas RPG Con 2022 Saturday, I will wear the outfit with sans the blue hair.
Wait,
Like,
what?
I'm gonna wear the outfit from 2 weeks ago at North Texas,
Oh.
and then we're gonna auction it off. And I don't know if I have to like take it off there, but it's gonna be for a good cause. In this case, it's gonna be for North Texas. Rachel's like, oh my god, I married this man. Why?
Well,
Why?
I'm just worried. What are they gonna have you do?
Yeah, I was in a crab costume last year, so
Yeah,
I mean, come on, how much more embarrassing can it be? Just call me Sonic. Sega. Showing my age. In any case, yeah, the pandemic is rough because I mean, Shannon, you've been dealing with the pandemic now for almost 2 years, and your school has been redefined by the pandemic.
Yeah.
So, I mean, now they did away with the shields around the desk, right?
Yes.
The force fields.
Yeah.
You know, hey, we're putting a spit guard around our students. All right, so that's no longer there. That's good because, as you pointed out in the past, all it does is collect germs, and it's not like they were cleaning it like on a daily basis, disinfectant. And if they did, you know what would have happened? It would have just clouded over and been totally worthless. You couldn't see through it. And then I'd be the kid throwing spitballs, and you couldn't prove it was me. I'm not saying I did any of that stuff. Not saying it. By the way, Shannon, if somebody in your class ever tells you to go to the student office and buy peanut M&Ms, say no. Say I don't want any, because they are a horrible thing to throw at teachers. Not that I ever did that. I'm just saying I might have, because I was the good kid. I might have gone and made the purchases. I don't see that happening during the pandemic though, because you would have had to have lobbed them over the force shields that you had out there. Rachel's looking at me like I'm insane. But here's the thing: like, I would infrequently get a flu shot. Now, with my congestive heart failure, I was like, oh, all right, well, I'm going to get my flu shot every year. Now, with COVID, it's going to be like, am I going to get the flu shot every year? The COVID shot is going to be boosters every 6 months. I don't rightly know. Now, Shannon, you were doing remote schooling for a while.
Yeah.
Now it's all back in person.
Yes.
And it's like an unvaccinated 10-year-old is less likely to be seriously ill from COVID than a vaccinated 70-year-old. So really,
I'm learning how to choose the right audio.
Oh no, shut up, damn you.
Please don't worry about it. Lady.
Don't worry about it, Apple. By the way, thank you, Mr. G. Again, if you were here 2 weeks ago, this is why the hair is blue. And since we did it live, it's a little unbalanced, but you know, that's okay. I'm imbalanced anyway. But by having the students do this stuff from home, you weren't socializing the kids, right?
Yeah.
And the teachers themselves weren't interacting. I mean, human nature, part of what we're gamers, right? If you're watching this, you're a gamer. And when you're playing games with others, it's that interaction, right? That I'm making eye contact with you, I'm seeing facial expressions. That is part of what we're doing. And you lose that with the mask on its own, but you lose that by teleschool, telecommuting, all these other things. Now, telecommuting, which Rach did for
Mhm.
a while. Now, before Rach worked from home, her attitude was, I'll let you say it. What was your attitude about telecommuting? Do you remember? Because I do. It was the same attitude you had toward online school.
Oh. That can't work. It's not real. It's,
And why isn't it real? Because you're not getting that interaction. You're not getting that feedback. You're not.
To some degree you do. Like, that's why
You adjusted your
you
thing.
adjusted, and I was able to see, oh, okay, you can. At first it was hard because some of the staff and then some of the clients were really uncomfortable with opening their video on Zoom and stuff.
Right.
But then as they got more comfortable with opening their video, assessing them was a lot easier.
Rach was a social worker. She
Like, because you can see they say certain things, and then like you're looking at what they're doing, and what their facial expressions are like.
This is all
what the scene is behind them, kind of. You're kind of in their home, so in a lot of ways, it opened up a lot of other ways of engaging somebody. Like one patient, I would, she loved perfume, so like she would like to show like the perfume that she had, or and so it ended up being like at the check-in, it'd be like, so what's your scent of the day? And then we'd each show each other our scents of the day. Yeah.
Time out. Shannon, what remark did you say when you came over today? After checking out, after going in to check on the dog?
Mm-hmm.
And you kind of got lost?
Oh, yeah. I was turning around to leave the bedroom, and as I was turning around, I saw your perfume collection, and I just had to stop to comprehend, like, is that all perfume?
A lot of, most of it. Some of it's oil, some of it's perfume.
It's all scents.
But it's all fragrance.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
So,
you see the whole dresser.
So there's an adjustment.
And then behind the thing
like,
on the shelf.
There's 5 little things, like there's 5 shelves,
Mm-hmm.
separate things to hold the perfume. And I'm like...
Well, it's part of prepping.
Oh, jeez.
We have to be smelling good when the world goes to...
We need a couple of lifetimes worth of perfume. Might be able to trade them. People can't bathe anymore. Here's some perfume. Give me some.
Yeah, some of them are expensive. And they appreciate because, like, if it's a discontinued one that a lot of people really love.
Collectibles.
Yeah.
So, that's one aspect. Now, we're gamers. And I'm going to tell you right now, me running a game face-to-face with a mask on is never going to happen. It just isn't. Because with a mask on, I don't get to see that feedback. I don't get to see the buy-in from the players. And I am somebody who walks around a table when I GM.
So you would keep it at Zoom because you would be able to see those things, and that energy does transfer.
Right. Like generally when like we've been running games, it's been using Roll20, but not the Roll20 video because it sucks. We use Discord. And there is a whole part of it that Discord is a decent replacement. I don't think that online gaming replaces traditional face-to-face gaming. But if you're going to do face-to-face gaming with masks on, I think online gaming is a better substitute. I know there are people who go, oh, I'll game face-to-face even with masks. That's fine. That's great. Do so. I'm not saying you shouldn't. I'm just saying
you do what's comfortable for you.
I wouldn't. By the way, Mr. G says I'm going to write an end-of-the-world movie where perfumes are used as currency.
I love it.
Here's what.
Did you sniff around, Shannon?
No.
We're going to give you just a free taste of it. Here's a free taste, and then if you come back for more, it's going to cost you bullets or water, if you know how much that's costing. So, yeah, telecommuting. Now, we live in New York City. borough of Queens, so New York City light. You know, it's kind of like a suburb and kind of like the city. But offices in Manhattan are nowhere near the head count that they were prior to the pandemic, and they likely never will be going back to those numbers. Reason being is because companies have learned that they can probably save money by having people telecommute at least for part of the week, and therefore need to pay for less office space. I'm not saying that major companies are going to do away with office space totally, but a lot of people, a lot of workers are finding that not having to go into the office means less time commuting, and time is money. It means you make your own meals at home, so you're not spending expensive costs to eat out for once or twice a day. You're not paying costs to commute. So there's the savings. Now, for students, I think it's a different computation, because especially when you are elementary school, junior high school, school is not just about learning, at least not book learning. School is about learning how to socialize. And that's something that you can't effectively teach with a virtual, and it's not even a virtual environment, but by using a computer and Zoom. I mean, Shannon, when you hang out with your friends, do you have more fun in person or on video?
Well, definitely in person.
Yeah.
And why is that?
Because we get to socialize. We get to see each other like face to face. We can,
without the mask.
yes, we can do more things. We can go places.
It could be more spontaneous.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which is fine, and that's great. And it's very important. And that's part of growth, right? That's part of becoming an adult, is learning how to socialize with people that you like and people that you don't like, and the vast majority of people that you just
right. And also deciding
care.
like who's trustworthy, who's going to get me into trouble.
Yeah.
You know, who's going to have my back. Those things you learn in person generally.
Right. Yes.
So once you're working, once you're in the workplace, working from home, I mean, you're not going to work because, generally speaking, you enjoy your work. I mean, I happen to like my job, at least for the first, 10 years or so. But for a lot of people, if you're doing a relatively, I don't want to say mindless, but a repetitious office job that can be done just as well from home as it is from the office, and you don't have to deal with office politics, and you don't have to deal with the trains or getting caught in an hour and a half of traffic on a highway out in California, or dealing with assholes on the street. You can do it from home. Why not? Now, I think part of the fear is that businesses thought that if you work from home, you'd be less productive. But what I think they're finding is you work from home and you take less mental health days. So they're getting more productivity and overall.
Right, and there's not those distractions of, oh, I'm going to hang out with so-and-so in their office.
Right.
Or talk with this one around the water cooler and, like.
Right, you're going to be judged.
Oh, but I saw this one on the hallway on the way back. And...
Right, you're going to be judged by the work that you accomplish, not, you clocked in and you clocked out. You're going to still have to do that, I guess.
There's pros and cons to everything. But, Shannon, you were talking about how it just wasn't the same to socialize with friends online, where almost like maybe it wasn't happening as much as you'd like or in the way that you'd like. And so now it seems like maybe, like, do you crave your friends a lot more?
No.
Like just hanging out with them and being in person?
I don't want to see them as much because it's an option to see them online or in person, which a year ago it was just online, and
Yeah.
before that it was just in person. So now I have the options. So
All right.
Yeah.
So now it's like a hybrid environment to
Yeah.
a lot of extent. That and
Okay.
listen, it's forced a lot of people who would never before have been interested in doing anything online, except maybe email, to realize, oh my God,
Mhm.
my job can be completed from my desk at home. Now,
Yeah, I can learn new things. I can do trainings, like
yeah,
all that stuff. It opened a lot for us.
which is an interesting way to look at it. I mean, I know that some companies were, selling, oh, you can work remotely 3 days a week, and it was a selling point. Now, there are people that go, oh wow, I work remotely for 3 days a week. I kind of enjoyed being in the office. There are some people that thrive on that personal interaction
Mhm.
at work. I understand that completely, but at the same time, maybe less work interactions, less people in mass transit, maybe that will just lead to less coronaviruses. I'm not saying COVID. We've always had coronaviruses. We've always had flus. We've always had colds. But maybe putting less people in these crowded environments, like
Yes.
subways and buses. One of the things that New York City has been suffering from is the reduced ridership
Mhm.
on the subway and on the buses. Now, part of that reduced ridership is directly due to COVID. People were like, they shut this stuff down, and the city that never sleeps was closing their subways down for 6 hours a night to theoretically clean it. I'm a city resident. I don't believe it, but in any case, see, theory is theory. But now I think that you get the less ridership because you have less people reporting to an office. Midtown Manhattan, Lower Manhattan are largely office jobs. Now, there's a trickle down to that. And I think that Rach and I, we've seen this. We've seen a lot of stores that have closed.
Mhm.
Our local pizzeria, the family owns the building. They have not reopened since COVID closed them down. Over and done. We understand it. It's a shame,
Yeah.
but it's understandable. But if you had a business in Manhattan that was a retail environment and you were relying upon foot traffic, you were relying upon those lunch crowds, those morning crowds to buy food at your cafe or your McDonald's, you know what? You've lost business because people aren't there. And we don't hear as much about that, but that is certainly now.
Mhm.
That might be less of an effect outside the urban environments because a lot of times outside the urban environments, people were driving to these locations or walking to them. And it wasn't related to their work because, again, if you worked in an office environment, even out in Long Island, these buildings are usually off on their own. So you're either having lunch delivered or you're probably driving to get it. I don't think you were walking to get any of it. But in these urban environments, there's going to be a huge hit for that. And now here, I'm going to ask Shannon a question, and I think this is appropriate. Shannon, you're going to turn 11 in December, right?
Yes.
So COVID hit and you were 9.
Mm.
What would you think if COVID hit when you were in kindergarten and were in first grade now, and all you really knew, you knew a few months of regular kindergarten, and then all you knew was the world of COVID for schooling? How do you think those kids are going to adjust?
It's going to take them a while. They're not going to have that early social life because I
Yeah.
got introduced to kids early, which it's typically easier to learn stuff when you're younger.
Right.
So for these kids, some aren't going to have interaction until they're like in 3rd grade.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So it's going to take them a long time. They're maybe some will still have their baby voice because they just didn't get the chance to talk.
Interesting.
So, that's a very good. I didn't even think about that.
To work out how they make words and how they talk to people.
Yeah, my friend's brother had that. He had his baby voice.
Oh.
He turned 5.
Yeah.
A couple months ago. and he had his baby voice. He went into kindergarten this year, and he lost his mother had tried everything to get him to lose it, and he went into kindergarten like 2 months ago, and you can already tell that he's starting to get his real voice.
Well, because
Wow.
you know, like you have to get that confidence, and the only way you get that confidence is by talking with people that are outside of your initial circle.
Yes.
You know, so you have to build it up, and that's an effect that I would suspect that we're going to see long-term studies done on children, students that spent time in school or out of school.
Yeah.
During
That
the
can't
world of
pick
COVID.
up on social cues, like certain facial expressions.
Yeah.
Being able to read emotion.
You know, and listen, we've known for a long time that education has an effect on future deviant or criminal behavior.
Mm-hmm.
Now, is this lack of socialization that a lot of these kids had early on, especially for the younger kids, is that going to have a long-term effect? I don't know. And it's going to be interesting to see the studies that are done. I can guarantee you there are people that are already trying to, like, I'm going to do my doctorate on this,
Mm-hmm.
because it's going to be very interesting. Even if there's no statistical effect, I would find it very interesting, because then it throws other studies out the window, where it's like, oh, well, if there's no statistical effect of taking kids out of school because of COVID, then you're telling us that really school is not the formative part of socialization. And then what is? But I suspect we're going to see long-term effects, not for Shannon's age, because they were socialized already, but for the kids that were starting younger ones,
yeah,
that's really going to,
that didn't get like nursery school and pre-K, and not that everybody gets nursery school, but like, yeah, the pre-K and the
kindergarten, first grade.
Yeah.
I mean, that's where you learn how to really make friends. You know, when I was a little kid, prior to going to kindergarten, did I have friends? Yeah, I had a Teresa across the street, and I think I had a friend through my parents had.
You didn't get nursery school?
Did not get nursery school.
Oh.
So I went to kindergarten, and I played with some kids in the neighborhood. But I mean, making real friend connections that would last you for years.
Mm-hmm.
Those are people I met in kindergarten and first grade.
Yeah.
Because that's where you learn to start judging people and going, this is a person I could be friends with, and they're not going to hurt me. Whereas you're making these friends because they're close to, well, so-and-so lives right across the street, therefore, well, they're going to be my friend. So you're learning, you know, like you get the chance to make choices because you're in that social environment of school.
Mm-hmm.
And that's huge. That's the you know, the first step, I think, to adulthood. And I know of people who homeschool their kids. I've never had this discussion with them.
Mm-hmm.
How you get around that socialization aspect, how you address it.
Would you put them in team sports or
I don't know,
other types of activities that aren't necessarily through school? Like, can they do scouts, or can they do dance, or, you know, soccer, right. All those things that other kids do and still go to school? Like, is that enough to be able to create those like neural pathways and learning socially, you know?
No, you're right. So now I had somebody, I saw this on Facebook, and somebody was like, wow, 2020 and 2021 were the first years I can ever recall not having a flu or even a seasonal cold. And these masks are great, and everybody should wear masks for the rest of the existence of life, because I'm not getting sick. And congratulations for not getting sick. All right. Honest to God. I've gotten colds and I've gotten allergies throughout COVID.
Yeah.
I never saw masks keeping that away. I'm not saying they don't help. I'm not saying they excessively help. I'm just saying I've not, you know, if you're lucky enough not to get sick, maybe because you're not socializing with as many people. I mean, that's part of it too. I mean, I'll be honest with you. When I retired from work, with the exception of coming down with an upper respiratory, which led to pneumonia, which led to congestive heart failure, I was getting sick less. But why? I was socializing less. However, the difference, I think, was I was getting minor illnesses. I was getting fairly frequent colds, but I was not really getting seriously ill.
Mhm.
I retired. I'm no longer working. I worked in an office environment for years on my way out in the NYPD. But when I retired, with the exception of going down to my local pub and hanging out with 2 or 3 other retirees, a steady group usually, for lunch, unless I was going to a convention, I wasn't exposed to germs. Then I go to conventions and I get an upper respiratory that knocks me off my ass because I wasn't building up that immunity. And there's a part of that. I think that we can try to protect ourselves too much, and then you leave yourself vulnerable
Mhm.
because when something comes along, your body has no resistance to it. But again, I got my booster. My arm. This isn't the arm that hurts. This is the arm that hurts.
Aw.
This is the arm with my glucose patch on it.
Yep.
But I got my booster shot. So I got 3 Pfizer shots because yes, I've got comorbidities and I don't want to get stuck with it. Now, Shannon is 10. Do I think that she needs to get a COVID vaccine? This is me speaking. No. Shannon,
What do you think?
what do you think?
I have had the probably strongest immunity that I could get over the years, because when I was like 3 or 4, I was always getting sick with the worst colds, and then
the earaches, right?
yes,
the
and
ear
then
infection.
after a few years of that,
Mhm.
my immune system just got so strong that I barely ever got sick.
Well, and listen, can children get COVID? Certainly.
Yes.
Does it hit them hard? Nowhere near as hard as it hits the elderly.
Some of them it can.
It
If they
can.
have like some kind of chronic
Right.
condition or
Right, it can.
some kind
There's always the
of
exception
situation.
that proves the rule. So again, I'm not anti-vax. I've gotten 3 Pfizer
Like
shots.
maybe if you're 100 pounds heavier,
Yeah.
you know.
Right. But you have to take when it comes to any
Or maybe
kind,
not 100, but like
Yeah.
double your weight or whatever.
when it comes to any kind of medication, right? It should be tailored to the individual, and it should be like, all right, well, are you specific? Are you a risk factor? No, you are healthier than you deserve to be. But you're
Well,
all right. Well,
she deserves.
she deserves to be
quite healthy.
She deserves to be quite healthy, is right.
Mhm.
I actually had a doctor say that to me.
Ugh,
I
I hate that.
when I had to go to a cardiologist before I started chemo, and I had Hodgkin's, and when he was doing the sono, he was peeking around. By the way, he was looking to look at the tumors, but I could just tell from the gasping. But then I'm like, well, doc, how's the heart look? He goes, oh, you have a healthier heart.
It's like, oh, that.
Oh yeah, you have a healthier heart than you deserve. I'm like, oh, gee, thank you.
I'm so glad.
I'm glad I
died and you were able to tell me what I deserve.
Yeah. So, and here I am years later with congestive heart failure
Mhm.
due to the radiation. But in any case, that's the reason why I thank God. I
Yeah,
started
that
out with a
wasn't
healthy
his
heart.
fault. But
No, thank God I started out with a healthy heart.
Yes.
So it gave me a little padding for the future here.
Mhm.
But I think the thing with COVID is it's the first time that we've shut down our economy because of a virus. That not going to give specific numbers, but it was theoretically going to be much more transmissive and much more fatal than the numbers wound up being. Thank God for that. And again, 3 shots, in for a penny, in for a pound.
Mm-hmm.
But I sometimes you have to worry, like, was shutting down the economy the right choice? Was there a way not to do that? I don't know. I don't know what the long term effects are going to be. They're saying that the supply chain issues that we
That's one of them.
they're saying that's because we shut down the economy and now we're getting hit with it like a year and a half later. I don't know. We're going into the Christmas season, and I'm going to make suggestions. And actually, in Shannon, who's we are what? I'm looking at my watch. We're a month and a half away from Christmas, right? And already you're looking to shop. You're looking.
She's almost done. Just
You're
like
almost
me.
done.
Yeah.
And now and part of the reason is because you don't want to wait till the last. Listen, I'm a historical wait till the last minute. And now Rach is very surprised I'm not wait till the last minute.
Yeah, it's very nice.
But you have to purchase stuff in this environment when you get the opportunity if you think you're going to need it. Because if you wait too long, supply chain issues, it might not be available. We've been watching The Angry Prepper, who happens to be an FDNY firefighter, and he has advice that basically says, you know what, just start stocking your cupboard now. And when you think about stocking your cupboard and getting food that will last for, I don't know, a couple of weeks, in case there's a supply issue, that includes your pets. You might have food for yourself, but if you don't have food for your guineas,
that's an issue.
That's an issue. They can only eat
bedding for them, or litter for your kitty,
right? Or or the cat food. So
you need both cans and
right. And here's the thing: if you put yourself, all right,
kibble.
I have a month more than I need. So you know what? If there's a month where things are hard to get, you're ahead of the game. And if it never happens, guess what? Oh wow, my budget is tight this month. Well, thank God, I have. I don't need to spend a lot of money this month on food because I thought ahead, and I have enough in the cupboard, enough in the freezer, and look at that, I got an extra bag of cat food, so the kitty is good. Just plan ahead. I mean, that's common sense, but maybe in the supply chain the issues we're going through right now, maybe it's even more important. Let's see. Well, the blue hair. I keep on staring at myself at the blue hair. It actually is a nice effect, and not that I would keep this.
Kind of cool, right?
Yes, I think yours
There's
is.
some purple in there.
Oh God! God help us, each and every one of us.
Magenta.
I need magenta hair.
Yeah.
You know what? Hold on a second. What? That's not what I wanted to do. Hold on. I wanted to do just a screenshot of my head, staring at the screen, so I can make this.
Your mugshot.
Yeah, Shannon, you stick your head in there a little bit. Here, I'll get you fuller in there. There we go. So I can make that the video of people's the shot that maybe people will see, or maybe they'll just see. I mean, which one of these pictures, but I probably would not have done the goofiness that we did 2 weeks ago if it wasn't for the pandemic. Part of my idea of doing it too is we've had a stressful year and a half. Shannon, did you have a lot of time? A good time when we did that? It was fun, right? That was good. It was silly, right? And people gave deep. They dug into their pockets. They gave over $1,500 to encourage this.
So we were able to be, silly, enjoy a night, and
forget about forget about the world.
Raise money for a really wonderful charity.
So, folks, I mean,
expose people to a little bit of yoga,
and a little bit of Tenkar twerking.
Yeah,
8 seconds.
8 seconds of Tenkar's
lucky
Tenkar shaking his ascot. But God help us.
If only we'd known, we would have had him watch an instructional video.
I was a cop. I saw this more than enough. Before they called it twerking, I would see it at the West Indian Day Parade,
Oh, okay.
often on a parked patrol car. But I'm not. I'm just saying. But yeah, I mean, in this time, I think that one thing that we certainly had a problem last season. Last year at this season, Shannon could tell you what were you, your mother, your father having to get done before Thanksgiving and Christmas?
We were having to just stay safe and try to figure out how to have a safe Thanksgiving without exposing ourselves, but try to spend it with the family.
Right, and how'd you do that?
You had to do a certain thing before you came to us, right?
We had to get
COVID tested.
yes.
There you go.
Yes.
Yeah, and that was before Thanksgiving, and that was before Christmas, and it was like otherwise it was going to have to be with masks, with the windows open. Thank God we didn't have to do that. Thank God we could make contact. I mean, the holidays are coming up. You got Thanksgiving. If you're an American, I mean, Thanksgiving is a holiday where you spend it with your family, you eat a lot of crap, and you just have a relaxed time. Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, Three Kings Day, all these holidays coming up at the end of the year, right? These are times when we're going to be going to church. We're going to be spending time with our family, intimate time with our family. We're exchanging gifts.
Mm-hmm.
You can't do that with Shannon. Do you remember was it for your birthday or your mother's birthday? We drove out and we gave gifts.
Oh yes, that was for me and Mom's.
Yeah, we gave.
We sat like 20 feet apart in my yard with chairs outside
In December.
Yes.
Was I there?
Yes, I think.
I think so. Or maybe you were working. I don't know. Rach.
Huh.
But it was an exchange of gifts outside for birthdays.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I don't remember sitting outside.
Yeah, with masks on. So, honestly, I hope and I pray that we never go back to that place in the world again, that place in our existence, because that is a scary place to be at. And COVID's been scary. Don't get me wrong. And do I believe that there should be a mandate for the vaccine? No, because she doesn't need the vaccine.
Yeah. I
Okay.
have the blood type that's the least susceptible to the virus.
All right. So, do you hear that? Do you hear this 10-year-old who?
She's talking about some science.
Well, she scored in like the top 1 or 2% in her science and
talk about
and I think your math was the top 5% or something like that.
Yes.
Some ridiculous numbers for the statewide assessment. This young lady understand. You think these kids don't have an understanding? Kids understand more than you think they do. You have to give them a little bit more credit because a lot of times they're wise beyond their years.
Yeah.
Shannon has always impressed me, even when she threw me under the bus. When
I was like 5.
You were younger than that.
You were
like 3. You were like 3. You weren't even
Mm-hmm.
doing proper sentences yet, and you dropped the F-bomb when you skinned your knee. When your mother asked you where you heard it, you went, "Uncle blank," and then she's like, "What? Who? Uncle F blank," and then it's like, I get a phone call. So even at that age, so she held on to that for weeks from when she heard it from me to use it at the appropriate moment. You skin your knee because Uncle skinned his toes when wearing Tevas. Ow! You use it appropriately. That was 7 years ago. You think this young lady hasn't gotten wiser and smarter? This people like her, I'm looking forward to it when they grab the reins of leadership.
Mm-hmm.
Because, sorry, My parents' generation has done a great job screwing things up.
Yeah.
I don't think there's very many candidates in my generation.
Yeah.
We might have to wait for Shannon's generation
Mhm.
to actually pull things together. What do you think, Shannon?
I think we could. I think that's possible.
There you go.
We'll get it together.
So, well, Shannon, I appreciate and thank you for turning me blue. I'm like Papa Smurf right now, but I can't do Smurf voices. I never really liked the Smurfs. Papa Smurf. No.
Yeah, I don't know how.
Yeah.
No.
Papa Smurf. I don't know. Smurf,
I don't know.
and beer. No. All right. So,
Like, I remember them, but I can't remember the voices.
yeah, no, neither can I.
Yeah.
I was Smurfette for Halloween one year.
Well, of course,
I liked them enough.
you're blonde.
Uh-huh.
What else are you going to be? And she was also the only female Smurf. I'm not even going to go into that scary community. In any case, folks, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. We've mentioned COVID. This is kind of what the topic was, right?
Yeah.
Rach and I, fully vaccinated. We both have had our boosters.
We're
So
boosted, baby.
we are vaccinated plus. Because we both have comorbidities. I'm not telling you that you have to rush out and get vaccinated. I am saying, you know your risk factor. Talk to a medical professional that knows your risk factors, knows your history, someone you trust, and get advice that you can feel comfortable with. Other than that, thank you to Shannon, because
Yeah.
thank you to my wonderful wife, Rach.
Thank you.
And as always, be safe, be well, God bless. Roll those dice and roll them well. And God willing, I will be back again tomorrow with one of my short non-live stream videos. So for those of you that don't like live streams, and I listen, to each their own, as I said before.
We didn't know what to tell you, though.
I can tell you, I hate those real play recorded sessions of somebody playing D&D. If I ever want to be
The
suicidal,
what?
somebody like playing like D&D, like through like Roll20, and they record the session, and then like you get to hear people going, "Oh yeah, I rolled a 12. All right, well you hit the bad guy," and it goes around. That's exciting when you're in the game.
What is it supposed to be?
Well, to me, it makes me suicidal if I'm forced to watch it. But I wouldn't wish that on anybody. But if
We'll keep an eye on you. Huh?
yeah, I don't plan on watching any. But if that's your cup of tea, God bless you. Just isn't mine. All right, folks.
We'll be gentle with each other and just enjoy what you enjoy.
Yes, which in this case is blue hair. All right, folks.
Bye.